Hi guys, this is Squadron here on the Galactic Holonet, and today I am bringing you a semi-final game from the regional in northern Sweden. I did not shoot this video, it was sent to me from the organizer of that regional, and I'm going to do my best to commentate and bring you an okay battle report, I hope. On the left we have Simon, who is flying 4 blue Squadron B-Wings, and they all have accuracy corrector, so they will always score at least 2 hits. And on the right we have Robin, who is flying Soontir with Push the Limit, Royal Guard tie, Autothrusters and an hull upgrade. Then he's got Rear Admiral Chiraneau with Predator, Rebel Captive, Ysanne, Isard, Gunner and engine upgrade. One of the more prominent builds in this year's original season, it looks like. Simon is bringing up his B-Wings here, forward there, heading slowly towards Rear Admiral Chiraneau. With the firepower of 4 B-Wings, Rear Admiral Chiraneau can go down pretty quick if he gets too many shots at him, so Robin decides to move forward and then boost straight, heading towards Soontir, and then he's going to probably bring in Soontir to flank the B-Wings, and we'll see how Simon responds. Generally, as the Imperial player here, you want the enemy to chase Soontir, and if he's able to avoid all incoming shots with Autothrusters and triddled up with double focus and evade, then Rear Admiral Chiraneau can go to work and just take out the enemy B-Wings one at a time. So we'll see if Simon decides to keep going for the Decimator, because I think that's the better call here. Simon banks in with his B-Wings here, cutting in between those asteroids there, the bottom right and center, to make a run for Rear Admiral Chiraneau, it looks like. He's even doing the really quick ones that are 3s, so he's got stress on the outermost B-Wing, and the back one will bump. But I think he's decided that he's going for the Rear Admiral here, and he needs speed to catch up since Chirpy's got engine upgrade.
Yes.
Robin banks 1 to the left there, heading into the center of the board with the Rear Admiral. And he's probably thinking about a boost here, or just stay where he is. And I don't think they have range this turn, we'll see. He focus. And then it's Soontir, who is going 2 straight, just getting past that top asteroid. And he just decides to focus, and then we're on to the next phase here, or next turn. So Simon keeps banking in with his B-Wings here. And the first one ends up just in front of that asteroid in the center. And he's probably thinking about barrel rolling to, well, either side actually here could work. And he decides to go right on the barrel roll. And here comes the next one. Another 2 bank, or maybe 3 actually. Oh, that's a 2. It's situated nicely in between those asteroids there. And another 2 bank there. Deciding on action here as well. And he will focus, it looks like. Or no, he's going to barrel roll to the right as well. See if he fits between the template and the rock. And yeah. And a bit forward as well. The last one also banks and focus action there. The rear admiral goes 1 forward, which means they're in range for some shooting this turn here. And bank to the right works maybe, or just a boost straight there to get out of range on the farther away, the back B-wings there, limiting the number of shots going the rear admiral's way. And Soontir does a hard turn, coming in straight for the B-wings here. Not an ideal position if you're the Baron here, so maybe a barrel roll to the right to be able to go on the outside of them, to the left from the way we look at it, so to speak. And yes, there the barrel to the right is, and backwards a bit. And then he decides to push the limit to get 2 tokens. So we got shooting from Soontir at the top left B-wing through a rock, it looks like. So it looks like 2 hits. So next up is the rear admiral, and he's shooting at the right, top right B-wing, I think, range 3. And looks like 1 hit. And he's going to use Predator. 2 hits. And nothing. So 2 hits on that B-wing.
Ja, då är det du som bring it. Ja, har jag range.
So the B-wing at the back, range 3 on the rear admiral. He gets a stress and from rebel captive, and looks like 2 hits. And I can't see what that is, so I think it took 2. And then the front B-wing, same thing here. Looks like 2 hits. And 1 more. And top left B-wing, shooting at Soontir through a rock at range 3, which is an impossible shot with Autothrusters and turtled Soontir. So he's safe. Okay, so Simon moves the top left B-wing straight there, just avoiding the rock to the left. And that's maybe trying to bump Soontir here, because Soontir is going to do a green move, maybe a heart to the left, heart to the right, or a bank. So if he's hard turning 2, he's not going to shoot at the B-wings, and if he's banking, he's going to bump, so he just focuses the B-wing. And then he moves the next one, 2 straight behind. Also moving the other top right B-wing straight there. Also just avoiding that rock. Well, it's a pretty big margin, but looks closer than it is. And he's thinking about actions here. If we're expecting rack to make a run for it here, like a 1 straight forward and then a boost to the right to get to range 3. He would like to get closer, or if he's thinking about what Soontir is doing here. But I think he's gonna barrel roll to the left, trying to get as many arcs on the left side as possible in case he catches Soontir there and manages to bump him. And then we have the bottom B-wing, and he's banking there. Also, you know, looks like he's playing for Soontir here, in case he can bump him, and then he barrel rolls to avoid the rock in the following turn. So he's going to have arcs on Soontir if he bumps him, but if he does it too hard to the right there, Soontir, he's home free and can boost and get out of there. And the rear admiral does a straight 1 there, as I predicted, and I think he's going to boost to the right there, right in between those rocks, and get to range 3. Or he'll stay. No, well, we'll see. I would have tried a boost there anyway.
Han blev lite skeptisk där när du hade tagit en 1-hård sväng mot min.
Jag har inte 1-hård.
Du har inte det?
Nej, annars hade jag gjort det.
Ja, precis. Då hade du kunnat komma så här, då hade den här bilen flyttat sig.
Jag hade velat kolla det. Jag var lite sugen på att törna.
Kan vara den mest bakfulla scenen från en livsny X-Wing Miniature Games.
Nej, det är chans att jag överlever om
Vi måste skicka honom framför kameran sen.
Nej, jag kan inte boosta det. Det får bli en fokus.
So after some serious consideration, he decides to focus. And then we have Soontir fell, and he does indeed do it too hard to the right, so he's out of arcs of all the B-wings if he decides to do a boost here. So that was a good play by Robin. And as we can see, if the lead B-wing had barrel roll, he would have been able to bump him, but he gambled on the bank instead of the barrel roll, or instead of the hard turn. So push the limit for barrel roll and boost. Soontir fell doing Soontir fell things.
Yes. Eller? Ja, jag tror ingen kommer skjuta på honom, va? Nej. Det är ingen aning. Ja. Vad har vi för skoj nu då? Det är combat. Yep.
Into the shooting part of this turn, and the good thing for Simon here is that even if he was gunning for Soontir, if he was, he still has arc on Rear Admiral, so it's not that big of a deal that he didn't catch Soontir there. So the Rear Admiral on the top B-wing there, top left, and using Predator, and turning one focus to a crit. So 2 hits and a crit, I believe. Nothing, so that should be shields down for that B-wing, I believe. Turn to return fire, and here he's measuring from more than one B-wing at a time. You can't do that. You have to pick one and then shoot with that first and then measure the next one, but I guess they were all range 3, so he just decides which one shouldn't be stressed here from Rebel Captive. So he's shooting with the back left first, or no, the center one.
39, first shooter.
So looks like 3 hits, range 3. Through an asteroid, since he's rolling 2, spending the focus, and taking 1 shield. Yeah, it's kind of tricky to see here, but there is an asteroid in the center of that galaxy there. Here's the next shot. Looks like 3 hits with the focus, and taking 1, I believe. So 1 damage into hull on the Rear Admiral. Shot from the next B-wing. Looks like 2 hits and nothing. So, oh yeah, 1 evade, so 1 more damage to the Rear Admiral. And here comes the final B-wing. Looks like 3. 1, 2, 3, and all normal hits. So Simon needs to keep going for the decimator now here, since he's through the hull, and I think he's given him 5 hull damage, which means 7 left. So if he can get another turn of all 4 B-wings shooting, he should be able to bring down Rear Admiral. The risk here is that Fell will be turning in behind him this turn and begin to taking down the shields of the B-wings, and then the Rear Admiral might be able to, finish 1 B-wing off. So we'll see here. The Rear Admiral should probably go right there, bank to the right between those rocks, trying to get as far away as possible.
Yes, I'm ready.
So Simon moves the B-wing first, 2 straight, in case the Rear Admiral goes left there, and then he proceeds to barrel roll to put his arc more to the right there. See if he can keep the Rear Admiral in arc. So a bank and then a boost from the Rear Admiral might get out of there. Have the leftmost, topmost B-wing just doing a 1 straight, and that means he's got arcs either way here. So I'm expecting a barrel roll to the right. Well, he's deciding to focus.
Du får faktiskt ta med Robin om det. Kanske inte just nu.
Nej, jag ska ta det sen.
Lite allvar med.
Next B-wing banks to the left there, avoiding that asteroid that's in the center of that galaxy, and decides to focus as well. No, he tries to barrel roll in front of that asteroid there. Looks like he fits perfect.
Med tanke på att han slår mig så har det faktiskt
Nej, det är
mycket
sant.
att göra, eller hur?
Det är helt sant.
And then we have the final B-wing, who just goes straight, keeping his B-wing's arcs pretty concentrated there.
Kör då, Simon.
Yes, jag är redo.
Bravely run away.
The B-wing, or the Rear Admiral, he does a
Särskilt bra i vissa lägen liksom.
2 hard turn there. And if he decides to boost, he should be out of most B-wing's arcs. The question is, will he have room enough to turn to the right again next turn? And I think that's what Robin is thinking about. Well, he decides to boost to the right. And he needs to get away from those B-wings with the Rear Admiral. He can't take another turn of all 4 of them shooting at him.
Det är där man hamnar och själva stickan när man kör. Men man får till och med vara stickan utanför planen om man håller sig innanför sig.
Ja. Soontir.
Får nog lite förskott va?
And Simon is helping him, moving Soontir there to the left, coming in behind the B-wings as expected. And now we're thinking about a barrel roll and then a boost to the left, or a boost, hoping to avoid that asteroid there between Soontir and the bottom B-wing.
Jag fattar inte det riktigt, men jag hamnade i kvartsfinal. Jag tänkte ju topp 8 eller 8 som man använder.
Ja du, Simon. Vi gör nog...
And here is the barrel roll to the right, and a bit backwards. And then he's going to boost, yep. Coming in nicely between those bottom asteroids.
Ja! Jag tänkte inte så.
Du hade kunnat anfalla upp bakom nästa runda, för ingen hade ju anat att du skulle dyka upp genom asteroiden.
Fan, ja, jag ska tänka på det nästa gång. Ja.
And gets the stress from push the limit, and then the focus token from Soontir's pilot ability. And we're on to the shooting phase.
Soontir får skjuta. Början av combat dock. Ja.
Inte du behöver den. Men ska du inte lägga ut kortet?
Nej, jag gjorde inte det nu här. Jag hade ju på mig min bostad. Det är range 2. Han ser kanske den där killen genom asteroid.
Han ser den genom asteroid, men jag är
Nästa nivå.
Range 3, så då är det 3 försvar.
Han slår väldigt bra på sina evade
Och
dice,
du har
kan jag påpeka.
4. Är det någon annan som har tagit skada? 39.
39 har tagit.
Och det är range 3. Troligen genom asteroid, för du står vid kanten här.
Ja, efter din barrel roll, vad är det?
Vi kör på 44. På 44. På 44.
So Soontir on the closest B-wing there. Or no, the topmost B-wing, the one that was already injured.
Viktigt är att man inte får några crits, det var så du tänkte.
And then we have the Rear Admiral,
Han ser inte.
checking range 3 on the B-wings there. Looks like he only has range on the rightmost B-wing, and that's through a rock. And Predator. And 1 evade, so it looks like it takes 1 hit.
Ja, jag har en särskild beefman.
And Simon has no shots with any of his B-wings. We're into the planning phase of the next turn. And now Simon has a difficult choice here. Is how is he going to move his B-wings here? Is he going to chase the Rear Admiral, who he knows is going to the right here? Or will he try to turn around here and try to catch Fell in arc? We'll see.
Du är redo att skriva in? Ja, jag är redo.
Okay, Simon is turning his first B-wing to the right here. He's going for Chiraneau.
Det Det är riktigt jobbigt för mig.
Inga casualties.
And he decides to barrel roll to the right there to avoid the rock next turn, as well as maybe get a better shot this turn on Chiraneau.
Det är ganska normalt damage output från hans. Med tanke på att han gör 2 skador med varje och du har en evade token.
And the next B-wing is also turning to the right there. That looks like he's on the rock. If so, that's pretty unfortunate. Because otherwise he might have been able to have a lot of shots at the Rear Admiral here, but nope, he's hitting the rock there.
Lite för tätt.
And then we have the next B-wing there, and he's going to bump into the front one. So if he moved that one first, he would have kept the other one from hitting the rock. So that's a bit unfortunate.
Nu kör vi den där. Så.
Ja, det är ju svårt igen.
Ja, precis. Nu börjar jag ställa tillbaka den här.
På stenen måste den upp. Den var på stenen.
Ja, jo.
Kan du inte få in den om du inte är på stenen?
Där då. Så. Bra jobbat. Teamwork.
Det är vackert. Trevliga aspekten av det här spelet faktiskt.
Sabbade hela min flygning.
När...
And here's the final one, and that one is K-turning to perhaps get a shot at Soontir, but it looks like he bumped his previous ship as well, which means he gets the stress but can't K-turn and will have no shot at all this turn. So overall, not the best turn for Simon there, but he still might have 2 shots on the Rear Admiral, at least one.
Här har du risk management. Jag tror jag ska köra brädet.
En 3.
And Chiraneau does a hard turn there, and then decides to boost to get out of the arc of maybe the top B-wing that had a shot at him. So only facing 1 B-wing shot should be okay there, since he's shooting first anyway with both of his ships. And then he's putting, I think it's Isard to remember the free evade. And then Soontir does a 2 straight, clearing stress. And that's followed by a barrel roll to the left to avoid that center asteroid that you can hardly see in the center of the galaxy swirly thingy. And we'll see what else Soontir is deciding to do here, if he's gonna focus and evade or focus.
Ja, men vi måste...
So there are the token pile for Soontir, and we're on to the shooting phase. So he puts the evade action on Chiraneau from Isard.
Vänta, nummer 4 har inte tagit någon skada av sig. Ja, range 2.
First up we have Soontir on the B-wing, the failed the K-turn, and that looks like 2 hits at least going through.
Ja, kör vi range 2 på...
And then we have the Rear Admiral at the B-wing of his choice here. He's checking arcs and range, so it's going to be on the closest one. Appears to be range 2. And Predator. So 2 shields, I think, maybe 3. Difficult to see there.
Det enda skottet jag har idag.
Simon's B-wing is returning fire. 2 hits. Or hitting a crit actually. I can't see which one it is. Apparently it didn't matter for him. And then we're on to a new turn.
Yes. Jag är redo. Du också?
Ja, kör.
So the B-wing who failed to K-turn does a one straight, clearing the straights, bumping, so going nowhere. And then the B-wing closest to the rear admiral is up next, and he is doing a bank toward the rear admiral, and then he's barrel rolling to the right, trying to catch up with wherever he's going. So he's barrel rolling to the right and a bit backwards. The next B-wing is K-turning, it looks like, yes. Setting up the chase here for the rear admiral, or facing Soontir, trying to get a shot at him. And the B-wing who landed on the rock is turning to the left, getting away. That was strange. Or maybe that's the one that is almost dead, so he's probably trying to get it as far away as possible, yeah. And the rear admiral does a 3 bank, and that means with a boost he will be completely out of arc of that B-wing and facing almost no shots this turn, and that's exactly what Robin wants. And there's the boost, clearing the B-wing's arc perfectly.
Ja. Soontir.
Yes.
Soontir does a straight. Oh no, he does a bank too there, bumping into the B-wing. Losing his action, but he's only facing incoming shots from one B-wing. And that's probably range 2, so no Autothrusters. So a lucky roll here from Simon, and a bad roll from Robin, and Soontir could be in trouble. We'll see.
Soontir skjuter på din fina B-vinge. Strid. Visst är det på det? Stress.
Men du har ju haft ett reroll på den. Den var ju på kapp.
Vad är basen?
Där ska man kunna driva. Det står i reglerna.
So Soontir is targeting the fleeing B-wing, the topmost one, and they're checking if there is a rock in the way or not, since the B-wing's corner is very close to it there. We'll see what's decided, but here is Soontir's attack. Looks like 3 hits, or is it 2? And spending the focus, taking a damage, or 2 actually, so the B-wing is gone. So the first kill of the game. And the rear admiral is firing at the closest B-wing. Range 1. Rerolling with... No, he's keeping it there so he can use gunner. And rerolling from Predator. 3 hits, I think.
Yes.
So 1 hit goes through, and 1 crit goes through.
Nej, gör inget. Ja du.
And the B-wing shooting at Soontir. We'll see here. 2 hits. And 2 evades, so Soontir is safe. Unlucky there for Simon. So Simon moves his topmost B-wing. He's banking in there. Trying to close in on the rear admiral, clearing stress. And he needs at least 2, maybe 3 good shot attempts to take out the rear admiral here. And we'll see if that's possible. And he decides to barrel wall to the left, setting him up for easier maneuvering next turn. And the B-wing there does a hard one. Gets a stress, trying to get around and back into the fight without hitting the asteroid there at the top. And the bottom right B-wing, who's chasing the rear admiral, does a 2K. And the rear admiral banks to the left between the rocks, trying to get as far away as possible here to avoid any incoming shots. And looks like he fit there just perfectly. Checking for target lock, not possible. So question is, does he boost for rear maneuvering next turn, or does he just focus when he boosts to the right there?
Nu ska vi se. Du gjorde det här. Jag tror jag hamnar mellan.
And Soontir does a 3 hard to the right, which might place him just in between those B-wings. We'll see if he fits. Looks like he'll fit just perfectly. So he's got a really close-up shot at one B-wing, but he's right in front of the other one.
Det här vill jag inte så. Det här tycker jag är jättejobbigt. Fast å andra sidan så tycker jag om skjuta också.
Det är 1% chans att du kommer att dö på ett skott. Om du tacklar upp.
So Robin decides to barrel roll to the left. And I think he manages to get out of the arc there of the back B-wing. And in an okay position for following turns. So if he's happy there, or if he decides to, he needs to do a boost as well, but I think that's a bad idea. Might put him inside the arc there. Again, if he does, so he'll probably just turtle up just in case.
Burna combat, den åker bort. Soontir, för att skjuta.
So, checking arcs here. Looks like no arc from Soontir, no range from the Admiral. And then we're gonna just need to check arc on the B-wing there, but I don't think he's got a shot. And I think they said the same there.
Ingenting då.
Ja, det skulle vara om han var inte.
Okay, so the B-wing does a hard to the right, trying to cut off the rear admiral, and takes the focus.
Inte lätt.
Men han skjuter ner din röda därifrån.
Next one.
Nej, det är bra.
Den är värd.
Ja, men vi
Does a bank to the left, chasing Soontir.
har ju en här nere som är jätteskadad. Men den är
Thinking about action there. Could barrel roll to get past that rock. Looks like he's doing that. Barrel rolling to the right.
Så det är nu down to the wire.
And the final B-wing does a 2 straight. Also probably moving here to cut off the rear admiral. And he decides to barrel roll to the left and a bit forward there as well.
Yes. Är det Simon?
The rear admiral hard turns to the right there, and still out of range, I think, from the B-wing in the middle there. So is it wiser to boost or to stay where you are? I think you should boost to get away from the B-wing at the farthest right, maybe next turn as well. Or he decides to just focus. And we have Soontir, who is doing a hard to the left, getting away from the rock, getting away from the B-wing, and if he's barrel rolling to the left there, he's setting himself up for a nice comeback in the following rounds there. And he decides to not take any other actions, and that means we have no shooting this turn, as there are nothing in arc or in range.
Nej, han ska inte boosta.
So the B-wing there does a 2 straight, it looks like, or what was, well, whatever it was, went past that asteroid, chasing Soontir, and then he is barrel rolling to the left. I think it was a 3 or a 2 bank, not a 2 straight. And so in case Soontir hard turns to the right there, he might have a shot, but I don't think there's any chance of that. And the center B-wing just goes 2 straight there, trying to catch the rear admiral in arc. He decides to focus, and then the remaining B-wing does a 2 straight there. Hopefully also getting a shot at the rear admiral. And he decides to barrel to the right, so that's why he went 2 straight instead of 3, because then he couldn't have barreled. And it looks like the rear admiral is doing a 1 straight. Maybe he was hoping for the B-wings to overshoot him, but now they both have targets on him so they can shoot. So we'll see here. He decides to focus.
Nu kör vi en sånt där.
And then we have Soontir who's doing a hard to the left, 2 there. No, 1, I mean. He wasn't stressed, so he doesn't need to do a green one. And then he's probably going to boost. And if he rolls, he will have a shot at the leftmost B-wing as well. Maybe he does that anyway. We'll see. He tokens up. Puts the free evade action on the rear admiral, and we're on to the shooting phase. So we have Soontir on the leftmost B-wing. Looks like range 2. We'll see how many dice he rolls in defense. He's spending a focus. Or maybe not. Yeah, he did. And it was range 3, but looked like no evades.
Ja du, då kör vi vidare med Decimator, räcker 2. Yes.
Then we have the rear admiral. Looks like range 2. Predator. And focus to crit. And spending his focus on defense. I don't know if it matters.
Okay. Oh, just det. Oh, sorry. Start of combat phase, roll 1 attack. Yes.
Looks like the B-wing survived, but he spent his focus, yeah.
Yes. Ja, jag ser 17. Yes.
So the back B-wing first, getting a stress from Rebel Captive. And that's 2 hits. Range 3 through a rock. Spending the evade. So he's safe. And then the other B-wing. And that looks like 2 hits. So 1 hit and a crit actually.
Structural damage.
So I think he's down to 5 hit points left. And we're on to the next round.
Det är 9 skador på Decimator nu.
Det vet jag fan. Nu ska vi kolla.
Vad är det för kvinna?
3, 6, 9. Ja, så vi har stora chanser faktiskt.
So the first B-wing does a 2 straight. And then barrel rolls backwards, so either to bump or to make sure that he has a shot if the rear admiral goes past him. And then the top B-wing does a hard... No, he does a 2K. Trying to get back in the fight here. And the other B-wing does a 1 bank. And then he does a barrel. to the left, trying to have arc on the rear admiral again here.
Make your moves there.
And the rear admiral is trying to do it too hard, or too bank, I can't say, too hard it looks like. And I don't think he will get past the B-wing. So he's gonna bump.
Backa lite till för att jag ska minska.
Okej. Ännu mer. Så. Där. Ja. Jag lyfter tillbaka. Där.
Perfekt.
Så.
Det är sjukt tungt att vara TO på sådana här tillställningar. Allt regeltjafs liksom, och folk som håller på liksom oense hela tiden. Ja.
Ja, den var ju mer intressant.
And Soontir does a hard 2 to the left, clearing stress and setting up a good shot at the B-wing there. I guess he could potentially boost right and then barrel roll left to be completely out of arc from that B-wing, but then he will be in the arc of the other one, but at range 3, so depends on what he wants to gamble on here. But if he just turtles up to focus and then evade, I think he will be able to survive even if they don't take out the B-wing.
Stalling. 2 minuter och 20 sekunder.
Okay, he decides to barrel roll the other way instead, getting away from the topmost B-wing and setting up a nice range 2 shot on the B-wing facing him.
Det är sånt för alltså.
Börjar komma till mig.
Soontir.
Ställer mig på kontroll.
Jag vill inte äta dina 4 tänder. Kommer inte få äta i alla fall.
Om den slår bra nu.
So we have Soontir on the B-wing, range 2. Using the focus there. And looks like 1 evade, so 2 hits. Or no evade and 3 hits actually. So he is gone. Then we have the rear admiral who has no targets. And that means we're into the next jump.
Ja, det är sista rundan här nu då. Kör vi.
So the first B-wing does a 1 hard turn, getting stressed.
Så, där är tiden ute. Som ni hör på det trevliga ljudet.
And the other B-wing is doing a 1 bank to the right there, clearing his stress. Hope for a shot at the decimator here.
På höger, han är trott på 3 här.
So he's moving the decimator hard 2 to the left there, a nice move, just getting past the B-wing, which will allow him to shoot at it without any return fire. And we also learned that this is now the final turn of the game, which means Simon is going to win, or Robin is going to win either way, even if he loses Soontir here. So they decide to shake hands, and let's congratulate Robin on advancing to the final. Game we will show here on my YouTube channel. So thank you for watching,